topics now to the target trial that was presented yesterday, and there has been some discourse around the anticipation of this study being presented.
No, but I mean,
what are your thoughts?
To start with, which was emphasized by the presenting author yesterday, is that it's a large trial and it is it's blinded. I mean, the enteral nutrition given to the patients, two different compounds, was blinded to everybody basically, and could perhaps be deduced by nurses in terms of a little bit more hyperglycemia, but not obviously. So that is the first thing that makes it special. It's a large trial, and then you could discuss whether the question is good enough for all the works that has been put into the study. I mean, what is given is that they have two compounds, two formulas that were equal in protein but different in caloric intake. So one formula contained 1.5 kilocalories per mil and the others 1.0, resulting in mean caloric intake of 1200 and 1800 respectively. And they had a primary endpoint of 90-day mortality, and there was no difference in that. And there was no difference in predefined subgroups, but the subgroups were very conventionally defined. So I'm not so sure that that is the end of the story. The investigators has, which was not obvious from the publication, a lot of accessory studies looking about other endpoints and so on, perhaps in subgroups of patients, and this may contain important information which will be hypothesis generating. But in general term, if you have asked me before I know the results, I would have predicted the results. I would have been very astonished if there was a difference to be in this. So that's why I say, was all this manpower and woman power used in the study a good investment? Well, it's the Australians are to be congratulated. I shouldn't be too negative, and every study, particularly a high-quality study in many respects, but also they disregarded indirect allometry because they think that it's not standard in the university unit, and I disagree to that. I think that the protocol in that sense would have been a good thing to adjust it to energy expenditure, like they did in the ESICM study and so on. So I don't know why. I'm not sure I agree to that. The study result is controversial. I mean, it deserves attention, no doubt, but
because of the size. And
yes,
the way
of the size
and
some parts of the quality that it's done over time. But at the same time, I think that we should advance beyond that. But okay, the study was designed a long time ago, and this is always the issue.
Is it likely to make a change to clinical practice?
No, probably not. I mean, it confirms what we have seen beforehand, and still, I mean, these patients, I don't recall exactly if it was 4,000 patients, something like that, and I mean, they were selected out of 40,000 or something like that patients. So, I mean, this is a subgroup of patients that fitted in, that was given enteral nutrition, that was supposed to be mechanically ventilated for a certain period of time and so on. But it's an important core group of patients. But just to fit into guidelines, I think it won't change practice. I can't see how it will do that.
Is there any takeaways from the results of this study?
I mean, that is the limitation. I mean, it confirms our present opinion, prejudice, call it what you want. I mean, it's only partly evidence-based, but to give, I mean, you can anticipate that they used ideal body weight as the reference. So it was 19 kilocalories per kilogram ideal body weight in the low group and 29, something like that in the other group. And I can't see that we do differently or give recommendations differently. What you can say here is that they didn't have any problems to. If you look upon the intake, I think they reached the They were selected because they could accept enteral nutrition, and that excludes number of patients where there is a problem to initiate, perhaps not initiate, but at least to advance enteral nutrition, and these are not covered by the inclusions in the study. No, I'm sorry, but I mean, once upon a time when the panic was presented, for me personally, it meant that the next day we changed practice. That was for the information in the initial publication. Okay, just one day to read the manuscript, but I can't see this at that time.
Okay, thank you very much for your commentary.